Hello again, YouTube. Man, look at my beard. Like, that's even bad for my taste. Uneven. Need to be combed out. Excuse me, y'all. This is the Truth Man channel. Is no matrix, no simping, all subjects channel. I'm talking about money on this. So, what gave me the inspiration for this video was I had a drop off for one of the gigs that I do. The guy saw the pizza bag, and he says to me, I did that for 25 years. So it was an elite racquetball club, and I think the memberships are high there. And like normally when richer guys say those type of things to you, that's their way of trying to encourage. Man, hold on one second. Man, look at that. That looks bad. I need to like put a little small comb through there. But so I wanted to, and this made me think about something that I ran across, like a slight statistic about this, and I know about some things that I'm gonna mention in this video. So all the dominoes in this area are owned by two guys. I'm not gonna say their names. I'm just gonna say their first initials are D and J. But when they started out delivering for Domino's. Like that's where they met each other, from what people say. And they ended up buying their first store, I believe, in the 1990s. And they didn't stop buying stores until they pretty much owned every store in this area. Now, I worked for them on a couple occasions, like different stores that they own. Like, I worked for another guy who owned the Domino's, and get this, he worked with them at the same store. So all three of those guys worked together at the store that used to be on 64th and Capitol here in Milwaukee. And all three of those guys ended up owners. Two of them ended up being partners. The other one ended up being another guy that worked with them as delivery drivers at that same store. Here's what I'm getting at. A lot of the things that people do, that people look down on, call you a dusty for delivering pizzas, that's just not true. Like, okay, for instance, there's a guy, I can't remember his name, he's African, he's from like Cameroon or something. And the Domino's that I worked at in 2013, I believe it was, it's a different one. The other guy that used to work with the two guys I'm mentioning, that ended up owning his own store. So the African guy, since he came to America, he's worked there. Now, mind it, some guys that they were telling me, guys I used to work with, were telling me about this. So the guy was explaining to them, because they went to his apartment, and he had a really nice apartment. Like, it's called Presidio Square. It's not what it used to be, but when he had it, it was prestigious. So he was living in Presidio Square, and he had 3 cars in his garage, and one of them was a Lexus. Now, the car he was delivering in was like a little old Corolla, and I just saw him recently. He's still driving that Corolla on his deliveries. So when they asked him, they asked him, man, how you get all that? Just working at Domino's. Because when he first got there, they were paying him under the table. Then he got his American citizenship, and everything changed. So he told those guys that he saves his tips, and he lives off his paycheck. Now, I can tell you firsthand that if you save all of your tips, like even in this area, and this is like average, like it's not the best, you gonna have some bankroll. Like I done really seen some serious rolls of cash saving my tips, like on different occasions. You know, of course you gotta be able not to need those tips for anything else, but nonetheless, you can get some serious bankrolls from something that people think you dusty for doing, like pizza delivery. See, here's what people don't understand about money. Money spends the same and adds up the same regardless of where you work. You can be a high roller corporate person, or you can be a pizza delivery guy. And you can have more as a pizza delivery guy than corporate people if they're not good with their cash. So, like, I've seen both ends of the spectrum. I've seen me wasting money with good jobs, and I've seen myself not having not so good jobs, but able to accumulate a little money. Money does not discriminate. People do. Money adds up the same and comes to whoever does the necessary things to cause it to come. What you believe and what you do will make money come to you. It don't matter if you black. None of that matters, man. Y'all, see, if you believe that it matters that you black, that you're not gonna have nothing because you black, then you're not gonna have nothing, but it's not gonna be because you black. See, what you believe matters. And you're supposed to look at every job as an opportunity to get to the next level, and that's how you should spend your money. That's how I should spend my money. You know, and I've made financial mistakes. I mean, I still make them, but I know what to do now. Like, I've known what to do for years, but, sometimes you just got to learn how to put it to practice. And once you learn how to put to practice the proper things to do in regards to money, then that's when you're going to have it. It don't matter if you're a dishwasher at Denny's or you're a doctor at the largest hospital in your city. You're going to have based on what you do and based on what you believe within yourself, within your mind. Yeah, I've seen police officers, I've seen people with high-paying jobs living check to check. But I've also seen people with low-paying jobs accumulate money. Like I say, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you save a certain percentage of your money and you keep it, whether it's tips, cash tips, or like for instance, this how I do. So last night, I got a $10 cash tip. And one of my goals, I say I want to save all of my cash tips. So when I got home, I put that 10 and a 5 in an envelope. Now, it don't seem like much, but what happens if you do it 10 times? You got 150. What happens if you do it another 10 times? You got 1,500. Now, guess what? Your average person with 1,500 in cash, they not really check to check. Because if they want to buy something like here and there, they could do it. Now you do it another, let's say you do it another, or I added wrong. You do it 100 times. You got 1,500. See, it adds up the same. Like you got people out here, they can spend 10 hours panhandling, but they can't go get the lowest paying job and just keep going there. And like, let's say a homeless person got a job making $7 an hour. And he said, you know what? I'm going to keep roughing this homelessness till I get enough money saved to buy me a house or get me an apartment. And let's say he saved his money for 2 years. All his money except for what he needed to eat. So let's say he's working 40 hours a week, getting paid every week let's add up every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks making $7, he probably would have a check of like maybe $365. And let's say he say, okay, I'm gonna live off the 65, I'm gonna save the 300. So that's $600 a month. That's $7,200 in a year. In 2 years, that's $14,400. Now he got enough to get him a nice place. But let's say he say, well, I ain't gonna go too hard. I'm gonna give me a little 1-bedroom for about $650 a month. It's what you do. And remember, he making $365 every 2 weeks. He making $365 every 2 weeks, but he got $14,000. See? So now he got money to pay his rent and to do what he need to do, get him a living room set or something like that. He could go right to American Freight or somewhere. Well, let me stop naming people because they ain't giving me no money. But this is how we have to think. Statistically, like I got this right here. I got my notebook right here. If I stick to this, this is what you need to do. Like, I got the plan in here. If I stick to this, over time, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna level up, as they call it on YouTube. That's what's gonna happen. So, when he told me that, it made me think of something that I already knew. I said, that dude is right. He probably a millionaire. Because D&J started out as pizza delivery drivers. The guy that told me that, he started out as a pizza delivery driver. The other guy was working with him. Then there was another guy with them. He's rich too. And his name started with a P. He's rich too. Like, all of these dudes started out as pizza delivery drivers at the same store. And I used to work there. So I know, cause when I was working there, I had got one particular time, my tips, I had $1,500 saved up in tips, just cash tips. So, people, if you go to college, there's nothing wrong with college, but you still should be making money in the meantime. And your college, you should go to college enough to finish at an adequate amount of time, but work enough to get your life right in an adequate amount of time. So, it doesn't really matter. I'm sure you gonna hear probably in a year or two, some dude was doing DoorDash and became a millionaire or something. Or doing Instacart or Grubhub and became a millionaire, or Walmart Spark. I ain't gonna get into how much they make from that because I don't want no competition. But there's things that a person can do out here. People get into this thing, oh, I'm a police officer, so I automatically make more than you. No, you don't. Not automatically. It depends on where I'm at, how hard I go, what I do. But anyway, this video is getting longer than some of your attention spans can handle. Get out here. Guys, start thinking with your big head, not your little head. And always pay yourself first. Always pay yourself first. Don't worry about bill collectors. Because you can, as long as you breathing, you're fine. Just keep working. If they put you out, you'll get another place. See, when people be like, I've been homeless for 20 years. The first thing I think, he ain't really trying, man. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I would work 20 hours a day. Literally. I get me a place. But don't listen to these women. Oh my, he had to have 6 figures. Yeah, just because he makes 6 figures don't mean he got 6 figures. Don't listen to them. They can't tell you how much you need to make. In fact, anybody that's like that, just X them off your list. X them off your list. They not worth it, man, because they, like, yeah, you should have standards as a woman, but at the same time, you should be looking at guys for who they're going to be in your life, not what they're going to give you. How's that any different from a prostit? Fill in the blank. But anyway, thanks for watching. The channel is No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. See y'all tomorrow.